I've got games, so many games, I don't know what to do with all these games. And if you just want to chat, let's talk in bits and bytes, cause I'm down like that. When I'm at the Goodwills or when I'm checking Craigslist, all I'm thinking about is my NES. It's just something to do, it's like the passing of time. Without further ado, let's end this rhyme. Hey everybody, it's me, Justin, aka Goodwill Hunter, and I'm back with another pickups video from this weekend, especially yesterday. I went to the Pendergrass flea market, and I hadn't been there weeks, months, so I was kind of anticipating that I would find something. Unfortunately, the guy that I usually go to who has really good deals buy 3 for $10, he really hasn't gotten any inventory coming in, really. He did have a lot of copies of Home Alone 2 for the Super Nintendo, though. But I was able to find at least 3 games, 2 of which I went on the limb, and one that I had been looking for a while and just haven't been able to find it. So I picked up 2 Sega Genesis games. The first one, they're both side-scrolling shooters, or shmups, and the first one I picked was called Hellfire. I don't know very much about this game. I did look it up, and it looks kind of interesting. Again, it's another one, 2D side-scrolling shooter. And I've been finding a lot of shooters, and I've been picking them up a lot lately. I don't know why, but yeah, looks like a fun game. And the second one I picked up is Whip Rush. I know the sticker is still stuck to it. I tried removing it, usually the stickers come off by themselves. Unfortunately, the label is kind of faded, so when I started peeling it, I noticed that some of the actual black of the label was coming off with it, so I'm going to have to get some Goo Gone to put on there. I'll probably take this to work and do it. But yeah, another 2D side-scrolling shmup, and looks rather fun. So those are the 2 Genesis games that I found, and I kind of went on the limb. I figured they were probably worth more than $3, which they are. And he just didn't have anything else as far as Nintendo. I did see that he put some of the Sega Master System games that I had traded him are now out on the shelf, and I'm tempted when I go up next time to just pick up one of the games I traded him, because it was like a $25 game anyways. So he really does not know anything about his prices. Still thinks that Super Mario Duck Hunt is a rare game. Yeah. And the last game I picked up for the deal was right before I was about ready to pay for the 3, because I had looked at getting Motley Crue or Crue Ball for the Genesis, which was in the clamshell with the instruction manual and everything. I'll probably pick that up next time I go up, because I'm sure it'll still be there. But it's Wave Race Blue Storm for the GameCube, and I'm excited because it is complete, and now I could check off. This is kind of one of those, one of the flagship franchises for the Nintendo. So to pick it up, and I've been looking for it on the GameCube, but either found one that was Player's Choice, which I really don't care too much for, and the other one I found, the disc was just scratched all to hell. And that was from Gamestop, and they actually even sold it to me. So, more on them later. So then I went to the other reseller, who, she has pretty good prices, and I could usually haggle her down. But I was kind of tempted. I went there and I saw at least 3 games I wanted. They had Dragon's Lair. She wanted, I think, $7 for that, and Digger T-Rock she wanted, I think, $8 for. And then this game, and I wanted to try to combine them all and try to get it for $10, but that's kind of asking too much. So I decided that they'll probably still be there when I go next time. So I instead picked up Bomberman 64, and I paid $8 for this. So that's a pretty good deal, because the game goes for anywhere between $16 to $20. So I think $8 is a fair price for it. And I didn't even try haggling, because I know it's she kind of knows the prices. So Bomberman 64. So now I have Bomberman Hero and Bomberman 64, and I think there's still one more, and I think it's a rather expensive game, so if I ever find out in the open, I'll pick it up. And then I went to another flea market that's right down the street from Pendergrass. It's the, can't remember what it's called. Jackson Street, Jackson Junction, something like that. But I did a quick once-over, and I did find one guy who had a box of Nintendo 64 games, and he was asking 5 apiece or 3 for 10. I only wanted one of them, but after looking around and there was no other video games to be found at this flea market, I went back and decided I could at least pick up, a couple extra ones that are good that I can bundle with something I'm trying to trade or so. So the first game I picked up that I really wanted was Pilot Wings 64. Another fun Nintendo flagship kind of game. The Pilot Wing games, you always get to, this one you get to do skydiving, you get shot out of a cannon, you can fly a gyrocopter, and it's just, a bunch of little mini games to try to keep you occupied until you eventually get sick of this game. But yeah, Pilot Wing 64, $3 for $3.33. And the second one I picked up was one I didn't have, and I didn't even know he had it, so I'm kind of excited that I picked it up because I think I have Volume 2 of this, but it's Midway's Greatest Arcade Hits Volume 1, and it has games from the Midway catalog like, what we got here? We got Joust, Root Beer Tapper, Defender, and Spy Hunter, and the other two I can't read. But it looks like it's just going to be a compilation, and I probably never will play it. But for $3.33, I figure it's probably worth it. Plus, I didn't have it, and I didn't want it. I don't know what it is, but I think both flea markets, when I was looking at Nintendo 64 games from both the guy that I usually go to and then just now this other flea market guy, a whole lot of wrestling games. THQ, we're talking, and NWO versus WCW, WWF Raw. Everyone had like 20 copies. I don't know why. Some of them were even boxed, but I already have them. The second, or third actually, the third game I picked up was a game I already have, but it's Cruisin' USA for the Nintendo 64. And this is a really fun game. I remember playing this a lot when I had, when the Nintendo 64 originally first came out, because this was a pretty good arcade port to a home console, and it was addicting. Get to race across the United States and end up in Washington D.C. Really, really, really fun. I'll throw this with something else. And then on the way home, we stopped off at the mall, and they happened to have a Gamestop there that was buy 2 get 1 free. So I had to stop in, and I picked up 3 games. The first game I picked up was Suikoden 4. Now, I already had this game in an earlier pickups video, but the copy I got was only the disc only, and I had to print out the artwork, and the case that it came in was one of those flimsy reproduction GameStop ones where you could pretty much rip it apart relatively easy. So I just picked up theirs and I returned mine. Well, I'm going to return mine because I'd rather have one that's complete with the manual, original artwork, and a nice heavy-duty PlayStation 2 case. And the second game I picked up was another PlayStation 2 exclusive. Well, no, it's not exclusive. Well, no, maybe it is. I know that the Mega Man collection is also, I think, on the GameCube and PlayStation 2. I haven't seen this one on the GameCube, but I could be wrong. But I broke down and bought it. It's the Mega Man X collection, and I paid $16 for this. And you know what? I'm not going to find this game out in the open. And trying to find Mega Man X games for the Super Nintendo out in the open is next to impossible too. And to find all of them, yeah. So, anyways, I broke down and bought it, and now I have them all. So if I ever want to play one, I can play this. The last game I picked up was a PlayStation 3. It's not exclusive. I think I've seen it on the Xbox 360. But it is Fist of the North Star, Ken's Rage. And I have seen this game go for more at FYE. They wanted like $26. I picked this up for, I think, 16. And yeah, I don't think I'll be able to play it right now because my PlayStation 3 is hacked, and it can only play games that have firmware 3.6 or below. I think this one requires higher firmware, so I may have to hold off until I can get another power supply for my factory PlayStation 3. But it looks like a very brutal, gory beat 'em up, so that's why I picked it up, because I'm really excited. If you haven't ever watched or read any of the Fist of the North Star manga or anime, take a look. It's brutal. So yeah, really excited. I'm sure this will be one of the games that I will just sit down and play through without getting bored of it. And it looks like it could be a little bit challenging. We'll find out. Well, so those are all my pickups for yesterday, and Monday morning, I gotta get to work. Hopefully I can edit this and get it up by lunchtime, but as always, subscribe, like. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned.